Whoa, dude. You just found Framework's Crash Bandicoot flashback tape. That means you're in for a totally radical ride as we flash back to the original games and learn more about this gnarly new one. So just go ahead and hit play. Oh wait, you already did that. Allow me.
Here's a big statement. I think Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is the best in the series. It might not be a quote-unquote original Crash game, but it takes the good things those games did and does them, well, better. The platforming is smoother, Coco is playable the whole time, the masks are a good addition, I could go on and on. But for my money, the quintessential Crash moments in this game come from the Flashback Tapes. Creative producer Lou Studdard can explain Flashback Tapes in a nutshell. Here he is speaking during the 2020 Future Games Show.
It's a brand new feature in Crash Bandicoot, and it's something that I'm really excited to talk about because it's these devious kind of puzzle test rooms that actually take place before the events of Crash Bandicoot 1.
Let's make two highlights here: test rooms and before Crash Bandicoot 1. In other words, the Flashback Tapes offer a new challenge for Crash players and new insight into Crash's world from the developers. Put these together and you've got a winning combination. This is what a Flashback Tape looks like in action. Like any level in Crash 4, the basic goal is to reach the end. But there are also rewards for breaking most of and all of the crates. That is the real challenge here. And it's the perfect challenge for this kind of level. Breaking crates is an essential part of Crash Bandicoot games.
That's my cue, dude. Let's hit that rewind button.
Breaking crates is literally the first thing you do in the original game, and ever since, we've been incentivized to break every single one. Complete that first level and Sanity Beach while breaking every box along the way, and you'll win yourself a special gem. Same goes for every other level in Crash 1. And Crash 2 Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash 3 Warped, and then, I don't know, maybe there were some others before Crash 4, who can say really? Breaking crates is so instinctive to Crash players that some levels offer prizes for not breaking any. Take Turtle Woods, the first stage of Crash 2. If you get through that gauntlet with all the crates intact, you'll win yourself the blue gem. Same goes for the blue gem in Crash 4. You have to get through all of Dragon On without breaking a box. Both of these can be quite challenging, and they serve as exceptions that prove the rule. Crates contain everything, from Wumpa Fruit to extra lives. Crash spinning into them is the equivalent of Mario jumping to get coins. It's that iconic. And so developer Toys for Bob created entire stages with the singular challenge of smashing them all. No colored gems to find, no time trials to beat, just pure crate-breaking platforming. The challenge doesn't come solely from box bashing though. Flashback Tapes are also the purest tests of Crash's platforming.
Whoa, hold up, dude. What do you mean by that?
Let me quickly explain. Crash's primary actions are jumping, spinning, sliding, and slamming. Easy. Now let's bring back the crates. Some are bouncy, some are destructive, some operate on a timer, and the list goes on. Every level in Crash puts all these elements together in various biomes, whether that be a frozen mountain, outback junkyard, or alien spaceship. Flashback Tapes strip away the varying backdrops by setting everything in Cortex's cruel, calculating lab. All you're left with is pure box-based platforming. Moments of rest are very rare in Flashback Tapes. You'll have to continuously cycle through Crash's full range of moves to come out on top. Tricky maneuvers are required. Things like leaping over exploding nitro or quick spinning in the air to break select boxes.
Wait, haven't we seen this kind of thing before?
You have, sort of, with bonus rounds. These are those little side challenges attached to the levels, and yes, the goal within them is also to break every crate. You have to do so if you want to get the crate gem at the end of the level. Bonus rounds as we know them were introduced in Crash 2, although they were a part of the first game but presented in a very different way. To that end, Flashback Tapes serve as a natural evolution of bonus rounds in Crash 4. Bonus rounds are still present in the game, of course, but those side challenges are complemented by larger, full stages that offer up the same kind of challenge for those who crave more. Here's Lou Studdard again, talking about another inspiration for the tapes.
Players are going to be discovering these in the levels. They actually have to pick up the flashback tapes in a level by reaching them without dying. It's actually our homage to the original death roots that were in the original trilogy.
So you see, the challenge isn't just in completing the flashback tapes, but also in unlocking them. The death roots Lou is referencing started appearing in Crash 2. If you want every gem, you gotta do them. They can only be reached by completing a portion of the level without dying. If you've managed to do so, there will be a Skull and Bones platform for you to hop on and ride to the death route itself. Complete it, and you'll get yourself a gem. Likewise, you can only pick up a flashback tape in Crash 4 if you reach it without dying. And let me tell you, some of them require you to stay alive for a long time. Once you collect one, you can jump into a flashback tape level from the world map. And the first time you do, you'll immediately see that Toys for Bob is going for something more than just challenge levels. You see, flashback tapes aren't just quintessential for the Crash Bandicoot players, but also for the Crash Bandicoot developers.
I mean, yeah, it looks just like my own VHS world right here.
It's more than the analog aesthetic, which, don't get me wrong, is super cool. But the flashback tapes also gave the devs a chance to explore more Crash Bandicoot lore. The only background you need to know for the video you're watching right now is this. Crash was originally supposed to serve in Cortex's army as he tried to take over the world. But things went wrong, Crash's brain got fried, and he escaped. Cortex decided to grab his girlfriend Tawna instead, and that's why Crash is going after the Doctor in the first game. Crash's flashback tapes lead up to this moment. They're actually a direct prequel to the first game, showing Crash's initial training to become one of Cortex's generals. Each tape is appropriately dated, leading up to the day of his escape, September 9th, 1996. You might recognize that as the launch day of the original game. Additionally, flashback tapes give us insight into Cortex's web of wacky villains. Embryo's superior study, for example, lets us peer into Embryo's ambitions to usurp Cortex's leadership someday.
Hello, feeble subject. It is I, Dr. Nitrous Brio, your future master.
Coco's tapes offer the same revelations. They don't serve as a prequel, but they do act as fun tidbits of new information. Her very first tape features the rocket-headed N-Jin being interviewed by Cortex.
Tell me about your qualifications.
Well, I have a degree in devious devices.
I know I've asked a lot of questions, dude, but I thought you could switch between Crash and Coco at like any time.
The one exception to that is the flashback tapes. For every standard stage, you can freely swap between Crash and Coco. It's one of many great additions Toys for Bob has made to the series. And yes, I do mean the whole series, not just Crash 4. If you've been wondering why I'm using remake footage from the Sane Trilogy instead of the original games, here comes your answer. And no, it's not just because it looks better. You see, when Vicarious Visions teamed up with Toys for Bob to remake the first 3 Crash games from the PS1, they didn't just remake the games exactly as they were. They also made some welcome additions. Coco is playable in all 3 games, when she was originally only available for select stages in Crash 3. Likewise, time trials were originally introduced in the 3rd game, but they were back added to the first 2 with the Sane Trilogy. Perhaps most substantially, we finally got a famously cut level, Stormy Ascent, officially released as DLC, along with a completely new level, Future Tense. None of these changes are transformative, they are additive. What you love is still there, just with more to love. That was the mentality of Toys for Bob when the team was given the green light to make an entirely new Crash game. I'll throw it to Lou once more so you can hear this in the developer's own words.
So for us, it's looking at those original aspects and going, okay, how can we put the Toys for Bob spin on it? And how can we make it bigger? How can we make it crazier? How can we make it just really, really stand out and be fun?
Flashback tapes absolutely meet all of Lou's criteria. The ubiquity of crates, the challenges of Bandicoot-style platforming, the homage to the originals, the chance to create deeper lore, all of these elements come together as you unlock and play each challenging stage. In creating flashback tapes, Toys for Bob has served up the quintessential feature of Crash 4 for both players and developers. Honestly, I can't wait to see what else they add if we get another game. And let's be real, Cortex is always out there looking for revenge.
Okay, back to my normal voice. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you want to keep up with everything Framework is doing, definitely hit that subscribe button in the middle. It would help out an awful lot if you did. If you want to see more of the work right now, you can check out the recommended video on the far left. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.